I don't want to go back to America, not even for a week. You know, I've been planning my trip to go back to America, where I used to live for 30 years, on my 2-year anniversary to visit my friends and family. But I don't want to go. You know, I realized that even though it would be nice to see my friends and family in person, but we've already figured out, as I guess everybody did during COVID, how to maintain our relationships over Zoom and WhatsApp and other messaging apps. I don't think my friendships are going to get any better because I spent a couple of extra nights with my friends in person. Same thing with family. And, you know, for those amazing places that I kind of wanted to visit, that I have so many amazing memories attached, I'm realizing that, you know, a lot of times you get disappointed. And I'm sure some of you guys had the same experience where you come back and you realize that the place is not the same, or they built something next to it, or it's just completely gone. But honestly, that's not even it. The thing is, you know, in these 2 years that I spent here in Thailand and also visited many other places here in Southeast Asia, I'm just too used to respect and kindness from people around me. You know, I've really tried to embed myself in Thai culture and Thai community, and you know, I've been learning Thai, and I'm getting kind of good at it, I think. But I just can't imagine going back and having to deal literally with opposite, literally the culture that I kind of ran away from. And you know, I just had a kind of a quick preview of what it would be like, because I went to Bali, which is you know, a very tourist intense place. And so I spent a week with other foreigners from America and Britain and Australia and all these modern women, and you know, not even in a romantic way. But it's just reminded me how big of a, essentially, if you want to live in a modern society, of American society, a Western society, as a man, you have two choices. You're either going to be a pushover, or you have to be an asshole. Because every day, multiple times, someone's going to try to disrespect you, to push you, you know, to kind of front of you, and you just don't have any choices except for those two. And that's what I've kind of experienced in Bali when I went. And I don't want it. You know, like I said, I do want to see my friends and family, but not at the expense of experiencing this toxic poison of a culture that America has become now. And, you know, especially in California, if I was going to like Houston, Texas, which I actually really like, that would be a little different. But yeah, you know, it's a tough decision. It's a tough decision because it's been 2 years, you know, and I haven't seen most of my friends and family. Now, you're probably asking, Alex, but what are you going to do with all of these travel points? Well, I've decided I'm going to go to a place that I wanted to go for a long time, which is Africa. You know, I've traveled to so many countries at this point. I realized when I land in the new country, it's no longer an exotic experience because I kind of seen almost everything. But Africa, that's very different. First of all, despite living in Oakland, California, I think it's pretty cool to be in a place where you're a white guy and you're like a minority. You're the one that everyone's staring at and go like, oh, this guy does not belong here in this neighborhood. You know, and also I would love to see zebras and giraffes just roaming around as you're driving through, you know. And of course, as you guys probably know, in America in the last 15 years before leaving, I actually dated pretty much only black women, and that would be kind of cool, you know, to see, maybe. But at the end of the day, I want to visit Africa, and I think I've decided I'm going to do that instead. And I'm just not ready to go back to America. Like I said, every friend that I have that still lives there, including my parents, I say, guys and ladies, you should probably get the fuck out of there. If you're single, for sure, if you're a single man, but even if you're just, you know, a family, I mean, just healthcare and safety, you know, just safety. How much is that worth to you? And of course, things are much more affordable here, and on and on and on. I've made videos about this, you know, many times now. So I'm not going to go to America. Instead, I'm going to spend some time with giraffes and zebras and lions in Africa, which I think are actually less toxic to me than modern women. So if you want to do what I've been preaching for a long time now, move out of America or any Western country that you're in and come to a society that's respectful and kind and crime is low, go to the millionmenproject.com. I have outlined every single possible step that you need to take, every single little choice that you need to make for yourself to make this journey and change your life.